Tonight's theme is disappointments. And you know, you have a lot of disappointments in life. There's a lot of like shit that like you have to live through, and it just disappoints you all the time. Like, especially when you're a kid. I feel like when you're growing up, like religion is a really heavy thing to put on kids. Like think about it, you know, when you're growing up, your parents are like, all right, you have to be good, because if you're not, Santa Claus is watching and you won't get any presents. Then you get a little bit older and they're like, well, Santa Claus isn't real. But you also have to be really good because Jesus is watching. And then you find out Jesus isn't real. And you're just like, well, at least mom and dad still love each other. And I am no stranger to disappointment, guys. My most recent experience with it goes back to my day job. I work in a grocery store right now. And it's definitely not where I planned to be when I graduated college. I graduated from Virginia Tech with an English degree, and you know, I had a few jobs where I was trying to find something I could do with that degree that would like let me express myself, or at least use the skills that I developed when I was going to school. And you know, it just never happened, and I ended up working in this grocery store. But it's actually a pretty cool gig. I have a really thorough benefits package where I have like medical coverage, I have vision, dental, I get a free fucking gym membership. Like that's pretty awesome. But I still, like, you know, there are days where I wake up and I'm like, fuck, what am I doing? Like I went to school and now I work in a grocery store. So like I would try to find like different jobs that would let me like use my skills. So I had a headhunter call me one day about asking me if I wanted to do a sales job. And I'm like, well, sure. So this lady, you know, she's asking me all these questions, and you ever had like a phone interview, and it's just going like really well. You're just like answering every single question just like perfectly. It's like, what's your biggest weakness? I'm an overachiever. Fucking killing this. So this headhunter's talking to me, and I'm like, all right, sure. And she's like, well, you know, it sounds like you'd be really good at this job. Basically, you would just be selling web services to to other businesses, and it would be $50,000 a year to start. You ever been like so excited, like you pull the phone away so they don't hear you squeal with joy? That's how excited I was, because like I do okay, but $50,000 a year to train, oh my god! So I was like freaking out about it. So you know, it scheduled the interview, the face-to-face interview for this job about a week later. And I'm just thinking about this like every single. You ever been like so excited? You talk to every single person you know about the interview. It's like, yeah, $50,000 a year to train. $50,000 a year to train. $50,000 a year to train. I'm telling everybody, I'm just so hyped. So finally the day comes, and like, you know, I shave and I put on a suit, and like I look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, damn, I look good. This guy is gonna have a hard time like finding hard questions to ask me because I look so fucking handsome. So I get out of my car and I go there and I'm looking at myself in like the reflective door of the elevator, just like, damn! And so I go into the interview and they give me a water bottle, and I'm just sitting there like, now he's gonna ask me 3 questions and give me a check for $50,000. And so the guy asked me like, you know, oh, what do you do for fun? And I'm like, oh, you know, I'm really into beer and wine. And he's like, oh yeah, well, what are your favorite wines? Well, I like cabs from Napa. It's like, what are some specific brands? I don't know off the top of my... You're telling me that you're a big fan of wine and you can't tell me your 5 favorite brands? I'm like, what the fuck just happened? This is like the exact opposite of my phone interview. And then the guy looks at me, he's like, you're gonna tell me you're really a fan of wine? Can you even tell me the 5 grapes of Bordeaux? And now it's like I'm talking about sales now. This guy is asking me about wine, and I'm just completely flummoxed. Like I cannot think of a single thing to say. And the guy looks at me, and I swear to God, he just goes like, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Malbec Petit Verdot. Really? You're really gonna come in here and tell me you know about wine? You can't even tell me that. Now I have no idea what to do. And now it's like, now I'm like just playing defense the entire time. I'm just scrambling, trying to not look like I'm fucking up. He's like, well, what did you do? I mean, what what do you do? I'm like, well, I go to the gym sometimes, and I wrestled in high school, and it's like, oh, where did you go to like any like championships or anything? I'm like, well no, I wasn't that good. I'm like, it wasn't that good, but you know, I wanted to stick with it. That's my personality. The guy, sort of the guy goes, huh, well, you know, that might not be a good thing if you just don't know when to give up. And so this goes on for like another 5 minutes, and like the guy even comments about like how I'm squeezing the water bottle, like just me crinkling the little plastic makes me seem more like a bitch. Just like, I'm sorry, it's web services, right? And so finally he looks at me and he goes like, you know, man, like you're very, you know, you're very uncomfortable, you're very nervous, you're not ready for this sales position. And that's when I realized what he was doing the whole time. He was trying to put me in such a weird mindset that he was going to see who I really was. And I finally figured this out 5 minutes in. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to give up. I don't know when to give up. Fuck him. And so when you do round of applause, has anybody here done sales for a living? Okay. So when you do sales during your training, it's very important. You never accept no for an answer. When somebody says no, you respond with a question. Like you, sir. If I said to you, sir, can I come to your house and take a dump on your floor? You would say, why would you want to come to my house? Well, that's a very open-minded response, but I would assume you would have said no. But apparently this is open to debate. But so you would have said like no, and I'd be like, well, why not? And you would have been like, well, it's gonna get into the carpet. And I would be like, what if I put saran wrap on the carpet? And you would be like, well, no. So eventually, after like I worked through every single objection you had to me pooping on your floor, you would eventually just be like, well, I guess if you put saran wrap down and promised to spray Febreze and didn't tell anyone you did it, you paid me $100, okay, I'll let you. So that's what I'm trying to get out of this guy. I'm gonna show him I am a salesman. So I respond to his no with a question, and he says something else. And I respond with another question, and he says something else. And after 3 questions, he goes, why are you asking me all these questions? Why are you acting like you're some kind of lawyer in a trial? And I'm just like, this is my sales training. I'm a good salesman. He's like, dude, it's not happening. I'm like, okay. He's like, maybe in like 1 or 2 years, you know, if you get some more experience, you can come back here, but you're just not ready for it now. I'm like, all right. And like I walk out of the office and I look at myself in the elevator and I see that same guy, but it's like, he's not a handsome, in control man, he's a bitch. And I get into my car because like that morning I expected like basically a check for $50,000. And I left not knowing who I was anymore. So that was like the basis of like the story I was going to tell you guys. But then like a week ago, this guy came into my grocery store and I was working in the wine section. And so I realized like now, like, you know, I see him like, he is only maybe like 5'5", maybe 140 pounds at the most, and I have like 100 pounds on him because I have a free gym membership. And he won't even like make eye contact with me because by now I must just look fucking insane because I have a giant beard and I'm just standing there, you know, flexing, just smiling at him like, come on, ask me a question, motherfucker. And then eventually he kind of like meekly comes up and he's like, could you recommend a good red blend? And I'm like, should try this one over here. It has a 15.1% alcohol content, so it's going to be really good in full body. It also has really lush tannins. It's very smooth. It's a blend of Zinfandel and Barbera. He's like, oh, well, that sounds pretty good. I think I'm going to get it. And he ran away. And I felt so fucking vindicated, guys.